You've probably wondered, why do we keep reviewing climate disasters over and over? Believe me, it's not to scare anyone or to boost channel ratings. There's a much more important reason to regularly cover these events, and today we'll share what that reason is. Right now, let's discuss some of the serious catastrophes that occurred during the week from October 23rd to October 29th. New Zealand. On October 24th, a powerful storm struck most of New Zealand. In Milford Sound, approximately 345 millimeters of rainfall fell within just 13 hours, significantly impacting the region. In Wellington, wind gusts reached 140 kilometers per hour, posing a safety threat to people on the streets, especially cyclists, who were literally blown off their bikes. Due to the deteriorating weather conditions, 28 flights at the local airport were cancelled, and residents of the city experienced frequent power outages. Additionally, heavy snowfall caused a bus carrying 26 passengers en route to the village of Mount Cook to veer off the road. The passengers were urgently evacuated. Heavy rains and landslides along with snowfall led to the closure of numerous highways across the South Island. Spain. Spain was hit by a series of devastating storms that lasted for several days. On October 27th, the province of Almeria in the Andalusia region suffered heavily from torrential rains and large hailstones up to 5 centimeters in diameter, which shattered car windows and destroyed greenhouses. The very next day, a massive tornado was recorded in the municipality of Benifallo in the Valencia region, lifting debris and parts of buildings into the air. Interestingly, this tornado rotated clockwise, whereas tornadoes in the northern hemisphere typically rotate counterclockwise. On October 29th, a true tragedy struck Spain, claiming the lives of at least 140 people. In the city of Chiva, more than a year's worth of rainfall fell within just 8 hours, leading to catastrophic flooding. Muddy torrents of water rushed through the streets, sweeping away everything in their path, including house walls, trash bins, and parked cars. In Valencia, chaos ensued. Major highways became impassable, train services came to a complete halt, and dozens of flights were cancelled or rerouted. The storm also forced the closure of seaports. Flooding also affected the cities of Murcia, Malaga, and surrounding areas, where over 100 millimeters of rain fell in some places. Near Malaga, a high-speed train carrying hundreds of passengers derailed. The disaster took Valencia residents by surprise. Many were trapped on ground floors and in basements, with hundreds forced to seek refuge on rooftops and in trees. Boats and helicopters were used for evacuation efforts. Rescue teams searched for survivors amidst the rubble, using drones to survey hard-to-reach areas. In places that had previously been inaccessible, they increasingly found the bodies of the deceased. The mayor of Paiporta, one of the cities most severely impacted by the disaster, reported that many residents couldn't escape their single-story homes as the floodwaters inundated the town in just 10 minutes. Some people drowned while attempting to save their cars, and several elderly individuals lost their lives in a nursing home when the water flooded the building. Cyclone Dana. On October 25th, Tropical Cyclone Dana struck the Indian states of Odisha and West Bengal, bringing hurricane-force winds, torrential rains, and storm surges. In both states, over 1 million people were evacuated, with thousands of relief centers set up to accommodate them. The cyclone damaged infrastructure, downed power lines, and uprooted trees, leaving more than 2 million homes without electricity. In Odisha, schools were closed and more than 200 trains were cancelled. Preliminary reports indicate that the cyclone destroyed over 180,000 hectares of crops, including rice and potatoes, dealing a severe blow to local farmers. The total number of people affected by the disaster exceeded 3.8 million, and tragically, 4 lives were lost. South America. Since October 23rd, South America has faced a powerful wave of storms affecting several countries. In central Argentina, heavy rains caused flooding in 3 provinces. In Buenos Aires and its surroundings, nearly 60 millimeters of rainfall fell in just an hour and a half, while in Córdoba province, the precipitation exceeded 300 millimeters in a single day, significantly surpassing the October averages. In Uruguay, the storm hit the interior regions of the country. Due to abnormally heavy rains, the city of Paysandú was submerged. Hurricane-force winds damaged trees and roofs of buildings. Paraguay also suffered from the severe weather, particularly affecting 2 departments. In the vicinity of the city of Pindoy, hail and strong winds caused serious damage to agriculture, leading to a catastrophe for the local residents. A state of emergency was declared in the region. In addition, the coastal areas along the Paraná River and the city of Carlos Antonio Lopez suffered significant losses, as many homes were left without roofs. In Brazil, storms impacted 6 southern and southeastern states. In the municipality of Sinimbu, 130 millimeters of rainfall fell in just 30 minutes, resulting in extensive damage to roads and agricultural land. Farmers who had already begun harvesting suffered significant losses. The storm left approximately 3 million people without power, causing the second major blackout of the month due to harsh weather conditions. Powerful winds devastated coastal municipalities in the state of Rio Grande do Sul, toppling trees and utility poles and damaging school buildings and a recently constructed theater. According to data from a private automated weather station, wind speeds reached 133 kilometers per hour. On October 24th, atmospheric pressure dropped to 995 hectopascals, which is an extremely low reading. At a pressure of 1,000 hectopascals, the risk of a storm significantly increases, and readings below this level typically herald very strong and destructive atmospheric phenomena. In Rio de Janeiro, hurricane-force winds severed the mooring lines of the cargo ship Abreu e Lima, which was under repair, and ran it aground 200 meters from the shipyard. As a result of the natural disaster in Brazil, 8 people lost their lives, and 1 person is still reported missing. United Arab Emirates. On October 23rd, an unusual meteorological event occurred near the city of Qadra in the southern part of the emirate of Ras Al Khaimah. A burst of powerful tornadoes. These tornadoes lifted significant amounts of dust and sand into the air, sparking lively discussions on social media due to the video footage captured of the moments. Notably, the tornado rotated clockwise, which is rare for such phenomena in the northern hemisphere. This marks at least the 2nd instance of such an anomaly within a week, following the tornado in Spain. Tropical cyclone Trami. Cyclone Trami, known in the Philippines as Christine, struck the country on the night of October 24, bringing heavy rains and strong winds. The storm caused significant damage to the central and northern provinces of the Philippines. In the first 24 hours, some areas received over 500 millimeters of rain, surpassing the monthly average. In the city of Naga, rainfall reached double the typical monthly total, leading to sudden flooding. Thousands of people found themselves trapped in their homes, spending hours on rooftops awaiting assistance. About 1,500 people were involved in rescue operations, but a shortage of motorboats made evacuation difficult. Two airports in the Mimar-Opa region were temporarily suspended. In the affected areas, authorities closed schools and declared a state of emergency. The storm damaged the power grid and transportation routes. As a result of the extensive flooding and landslides in the Philippines, more than 7 million people were affected. Tragically, the death toll reached 111, and 30 individuals are still reported missing. Nearly 1 million people were forced to evacuate their homes. The situation in the region remains critical.
Very good.
After the Philippines, Cyclone Dana moved towards Vietnam, bringing strong winds and heavy rains to the country, starting October 24th. On October 27th, the storm hit the central provinces of Vietnam with wind speeds of up to 88 kilometers per hour. In Quang Binh province, up to 620 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, leading to the flooding of approximately 17,000 homes. The area of Le Thuy experienced significant destruction, becoming completely cut off from the rest of the region due to flooding, and its residents were evacuated. The disaster affected thousands of hectares of agricultural land and fishing enterprises. In Da Nang, the storm caused serious damage to the tourism infrastructure. The cyclone killed 3 people and 1 person is still missing. The storm also affected the Chinese province of Hainan, where heavy rains fell for several days. On October 28th, almost 300 millimeters of precipitation fell here overnight, setting a record for the last 25 years. We conduct these reviews to provide people with reliable information about current events. By watching the forum Global Crisis Responsibility, you will gain insight into what lies ahead in the coming years and see the bigger picture of climate change. With this information, you can prepare an emergency backpack and learn how to act in the event of natural disasters. Being aware of climate threats in your area is the first step toward preparedness. For example, during a flood, it's crucial not to risk your life trying to save your car or other belongings, but to prioritize the safety of yourself and those around you. Don't let yourself be reassured by news that this has happened before. Yes, there have been heavy rains and floods in Spain and typhoons in the Philippines and China. However, natural disasters of this intensity and scale have been extremely rare, and now they are occurring almost daily, affecting multiple regions simultaneously. This indicates that each of us could be at risk at any moment. Share this information with those around you to help them prepare and respond appropriately to situations which could save their lives.